The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle's PI exposes Audra and Holden's shocking secret. GC exit loom. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, has a PI to uncover secrets about Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. Is it possible that Kyle will seek to gain an advantage to orchestrate a simultaneous departure from Genoa City? Kyle really wants Audra to leave Genoa City. Fans are well aware that Kyle is eager to see Audra leave town. He believes that if Audra is completely out of the equation, it might pave the way for him to reconnect with Claire Newman, Haley Aaron. Naturally, Kyle would prefer if Holden also departed GC alongside Audra. Given he doesn't trust Holden and the intentions he has regarding Claire, Kyle is keen to eliminate him as well. He knows about Holden's past with Audra and suspects that something dubious occurred in Los Angeles. This is why it seems logical for Kyle to engage a private investigator or at least consult Victor Newman, Eric Braden, about deploying his investigative team to look into the matter. Kyle could be the one to order a deep dive investigation. Regardless, Kyle might be the one to initiate an investigation into what Audra and Holden were up to in LA. This could serve as Kyle's opportunity to eliminate both issues from GC, making it clear why he would consider this path. If Kyle can uncover the illegal activities and the cover-up that are being concealed, he could gain the leverage he requires. Kyle might leverage this information to coerce both Holden and Audra into disappearing from Genoa City if he plays his cards wisely. However, it appears that this is yet another scenario where Kyle is likely to spectacularly mess things up with Claire. Claire cares about Holden and won't appreciate him being targeted. Claire has a deep concern for Holden and will not take kindly to Kyle's potential targeting of him alongside Audra, if that is indeed Kyle's intention. This might be the final straw for Claire, leaving Kyle with little hope of winning her back, at least for the time being. Regardless of the situation, Kyle might delve into this LA secret and leverage it to create issues for both Holden and Audra. So keep an eye out for any surprising revelations he may discover. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Kyle could receive some astonishing updates from a private investigator sooner or later. Genoa City has always been a place where secrets bubble under the surface, waiting for the right moment to explode. This time, it's Kyle Abbott who's about to blow the lid off one of the most explosive scandals in recent memory. And the fallout could send Audra Charles running for the nearest exit. Kyle may have spent the last several months trying to reinvent himself after his marriage to Summer fell apart, but one thing hasn't changed: his Abbott loyalty and determination to protect his family's legacy. When Tucker McCall's sudden return to town sent alarm bells ringing in Kyle's head, he decided to go with his gut instinct. The suave playboy businessman was just a little too calm about his recent business failures, and Kyle had seen enough of Tucker's schemes to know better. Rather than take Tucker at his word, Kyle did what any good Abbott would do. He hired a private investigator. But instead of focusing solely on Tucker, the PI's report zeroed in on Audra Charles, the woman Kyle had been casually seeing and who had been Tucker's right-hand woman for months. What Kyle learned shocked him to his core. Audra and Holden. A secret alliance. The PI's photos were damning. Audra hadn't just been meeting with Tucker behind closed doors. She'd been secretly rendezvousing with Holden, a name that hadn't popped up in Genoa City gossip circles in a long time. Holden, a smooth-talking corporate closer from Kyle's own past, was supposed to have left town years ago after burning nearly every bridge he had. His sudden reappearance was suspicious enough, but what really stunned Kyle was the level of intimacy the PI's camera had captured between Holden and Audra. They weren't just co-conspirators, they were lovers. In one series of photos, Audra was seen whispering in Holden's ear at the Grand Phoenix bar, her hand lingering a little too long on his arm. In another, they were captured leaving a hotel together late at night, looking smug and victorious. The report also revealed that Holden had been secretly feeding Audra insider information about Jabot's overseas subsidiaries, a clear violation of multiple corporate laws. If this information ever got out, it could lead to an SEC investigation. Not just into Audra, but into anyone who had unwittingly worked with her. Kyle's heartbreak turns to fury. At first, Kyle felt the sting of betrayal on a personal level. After all, he had let Audra into his life when he was at his most vulnerable. Their connection had been passionate, complicated, and perhaps even a little reckless, but he had trusted her. Now he realized that every flirtatious smile, every late-night phone call, might have been part of a much bigger con. But Kyle is an Abbott, and Abbotts don't stay down for long. His heartbreak quickly turned into a fierce resolve to protect Jabot and take Audra down before she could do more damage. Confrontation at Society. In true Genoa City fashion, Kyle didn't waste any time before confronting Audra. The confrontation took place at Society, with half the town conveniently within earshot. Kyle strode in, PI report in hand, and threw the damning photos on the table in front of Audra. He demanded, his voice tight with anger. Audra tried to play it cool, but her usual icy confidence cracked when she saw the evidence. For the first time, the usually unflappable businesswoman looked rattled. She tried to argue that her meetings with Holden were strictly professional, but Kyle wasn't buying it. Professional? Kyle shot back. Is that what you call sneaking out of the Grand Phoenix with him at 2 in the morning? Or plotting behind Jabot's back while pretending to be on my side? The fallout. Audra knew the walls were closing in. If Kyle went public with the PI's findings, her entire career could implode overnight. Worse yet, she knew Tucker wasn't going to lift a finger to protect her if she became a liability. Holden, on the other hand, was still trying to convince her to double down on their plan. Kyle's bluffing, he told her. He won't risk the scandal for Jabot if it means dragging the family name through the mud. But Holden underestimated Kyle's resolve, and his Abbott loyalty. Within 24 hours, Kyle had scheduled an emergency Jabot board meeting and laid all the evidence on the table. Jack Abbott, always the voice of reason, wanted to proceed carefully, but Ashley and Billy were quick to agree that Audra needed to be cut off before she could do any more harm. The board voted unanimously to sever all business ties with her, and Jack made it clear that if any hint of insider trading made its way back to Jabot, the company would have no choice but to cooperate with federal authorities. Genoa City exit looms. With her reputation in tatters and no allies left in Genoa City, Audra is now facing the very real possibility of leaving town. Whether she chooses to make a quiet exit or go down swinging remains to be seen. Holden, meanwhile, has his own plans. Rumor has it he might try to stick around and charm his way back into Genoa City's good graces. Perhaps even setting his sights on Summer Newman, if only to get under Kyle's skin. As for Kyle, this entire ordeal has hardened him. He may have been heartbroken, but he's coming out of this scandal with a sharper edge, a renewed focus on Jabot, and a determination not to let personal feelings cloud his judgment again. Final twist. Audra's counter-move. Just when Kyle thinks he's won, Audra delivers one last bombshell before skipping town. In a tense private meeting, she warns him that Holden isn't finished, and that he's about to make a move that could put Jabot's most valuable patent in jeopardy. You may think you've beaten me, she tells Kyle with a smirk, but you've just opened the door for something much worse. Holden isn't playing games, Kyle, and he doesn't care who he takes down in the process. With that parting shot, Audra disappears from Genoa City, leaving Kyle to wonder if he's really neutralized the threat, or if he's just made Holden more dangerous.